For the longest time, the fight against cancer felt like we were using a few standard tools against an incredibly complex enemy. But right now, we're living through a genuine revolution. It's a huge shift in how we even think about treating this disease. We're moving away from these broad, one-size-fits-all strategies to something that is incredibly personal, incredibly precise.
And it all starts with this one really powerful question. What if the best weapon against cancer wasn't some new chemical or a powerful beam of radiation, but something that's already inside you? What if we could actually teach your own body to be the cure? I know, it sounds like science fiction, but it's the reality of where medicine is headed. So how in the world do we actually do that? Well, the core idea is pretty brilliant. It's about harnessing the most complex and powerful system we know of, our own biology. We're literally talking about reprogramming the very cells that are designed to protect us in the first place. And at the absolute heart of this revolution is a technology called CAR T-cell therapy. Okay, so the easiest way to wrap your head around this is to think of it like a software update for your immune system. We're taking your body's natural defense force and giving it a brand new set of instructions. Go find these specific cancer cells and take them out with absolute laser-like precision. Now, to get this, you need to know about T-cells. Our source material uses a perfect analogy for them. They're the soldiers of your immune system. They're always on patrol, circulating through your body, on the lookout for anything that shouldn't be there. What CAR T therapy does is it basically turns these everyday soldiers into an elite special ops team that's been trained for one single mission. But to really truly get how much of a game changer this is, we've got to take a step back and look at how things used to be. For a very long time, cancer treatment followed a completely different playbook. This was the era of the standard of care. Basically, whether it was chemotherapy or something else, the treatment was often pretty much the same for most people who had a similar type of cancer. It was a blunt instrument in a fight that really requires a scalpel.
And, that one-size-fits-all approach had some major drawbacks. Any benefits could be temporary, the treatments came with a lot of their own risks, and sometimes the body just wouldn't respond well. It became crystal clear that we needed a smarter, much more targeted way to fight back.
And that smarter way came from a totally fundamental shift in thinking, a move away from the general and toward the deeply personal. There's this quote in our source material that just hits the nail on the head. We've gone from just asking, okay, where in the body is the cancer, to asking a much more important question. What is this cancer? What makes it tick? What's its unique genetic fingerprint? This image here illustrates the difference perfectly. The old way, it was like just trimming the dead branches off a sick tree. You're dealing with the symptoms, sure, but not the cause. This new way, precision oncology, we're going straight for the genetic roots of the problem. It's a much more fundamental and way more effective strategy. And that right there is what we call precision oncology. It's all about using a tumor's unique biological clues, its specific DNA, its proteins, and then building a treatment that's tailor-made to go after those specific targets. Which, of course, brings us right back to CAR T, because it's probably the ultimate example of this new personalized approach. This isn't just a targeted drug, it's a living therapy. And this is what makes it so mind-blowingly different. A drug like chemotherapy is mass-produced in a factory for thousands of people. A CAR T therapy is created for one person from their very own cells. It is the absolute definition of personalized medicine. Okay, so the process itself sounds like it's straight out of a movie, but it's real. First up, doctors collect a patient's T-cells, those immune system soldiers. Then, those cells are sent to a lab where they're genetically engineered. Scientists give them a new gene that tells them to build a special receptor on their surface. That's the CAR. It stands for chimeric antigen receptor. Think of it like a highly specific homing beacon that's programmed to lock onto a target on the patient's cancer cells. And finally, millions of these newly supercharged cells are put back into the patient's bloodstream, ready to go on the hunt. This chart just lays it all out, side by side. Look at the huge difference here. Standard care like chemo targets all fast-growing cells, healthy ones included. CAR T is a surgical strike on specific cancer markers. Chemo is the same for almost everyone. CAR T is unique to you. But maybe the most incredible part? The duration. Instead of months and months of repeated cycles, this is often a single infusion of a living drug that's designed to keep working.
So, what does this all mean for actual patients? I mean, the science is amazing, but the results, that's what really matters, right?
And the impact has been, well, profound. For people with certain kinds of advanced blood cancers, folks who had often run out of other options, CAR T has put them into long-term remission. We're actually seeing a significant number of patients who are still cancer-free years after just that one treatment. The bottom line is, more people are living longer, higher quality lives because of this. You'll often hear doctors and researchers talk about lifting the survival curve. What that really means is, in the past, for many late-stage cancers, the graph showing long-term survival would drop off pretty steeply. Precision oncology is physically changing the shape of that curve, bending it upwards and giving more people more time. It's basically a statistical picture of what hope looks like.
And really, that's the human side of all this science. It's not just about the data and the cells. As our source material puts it so well, this new wave of medicine has provided hope in situations where, not that long ago, there was very little to be found.
So, this is the incredible power of personalized medicine in action, harnessing our own biology to treat the individual, not just the disease. And it really leaves you with one final, exciting thought. If this is what we can do today, what's coming next?